Welcome to the Truckers Health Alliance. My name's Kimberley Elliott, and I'm one of the health and wellness coaches here at the Alliance. I recently posted on the Alliance webpage a quit plan for you that highlights 5 steps you can take to quit using tobacco. And the first step of the plan is to set a quit date. Research shows that if you set a date that has some sort of personal significance, that you're much more likely to engage in your quit plan on that date. So I always encourage that. If in the next week or two you want to quit and you have a significant date coming up, you might want to coordinate that and make that your quit date. The second step, number 2 of that plan, is to actually go ahead and list 5, here we are again, 5 reasons that you feel it's important to quit. This will alienate your reasons for actually engaging in your quit plan on your quit date. So some of the reasons might be you want to save money. The average tobacco user spends about $1,400 to $2,600 a year on purchasing tobacco, so maybe you could use that money someplace else. Maybe you want to improve your health. Doctors said that they're concerned about your lung health, your heart health, your blood pressure. All of these things are directly related to tobacco use. So if you quit using tobacco, we would expect that those areas of your health would improve over time, and some of them a lot more quickly than you probably would even anticipate. So that might be another reason. You might want to quit because you have a new baby coming, or your family. Maybe you have, like me, a child who has asthma. Whatever the reason is, I'd like you to think of 5 powerful reasons that will help you re-engage when you're being tempted, or what I call triggered, to use your tobacco. So these are really important things to get in place prior to your quit date. The other thing I encourage you to do is something called pack tracking. Now, in the past, I've actually been a facilitator for the ALA, American Lung Association's Freedom from Smoking program. And one of the things that I found really useful for the clients that I had was this, pack tracking. And you can see that it's numbering 1 through 10, and then lower they actually have, oops, there I go, pack tracks 11 through 20, because there's 20 cigarettes in a pack. But if you're using chew or whatever, you can still just use that as what number you are in your usage during the day. You want to look at what time, what was going on, what were your feelings, what were the locations, and if you look at your quit plan on our website, you will see that I have different kinds of emotions. So I want to capture, and you want to capture and get in touch with how you're emotionally feeling prior to using tobacco. Now, I know some of you are going to say, Kimberly, I have tobacco with me at all times, and I'm using almost all the time I'm awake. And that's okay. I still think it's an important investment in your time, if you're serious about quitting, to understand a little more about the dynamics, about the date, the time, where, how you're feeling emotionally, and how bad you want it. Are you using because you just got in a stressful situation and you really want it? Are you doing it because you're bored? I don't really need it, I'm just using. Or is it like, I need it now, and you know, you just can't go or escape it. I want to capture those feelings, because all those are important in you helping to self-identify the situations that you are at most risk for using tobacco. So that's a really important part of the plan. Again, back to this figuring out the circumstances of why you are using. After you've done your pack tracking and kind of looked at it and examined it and looked for trends, maybe I always use when I first sit in the car, or maybe I always use first thing in the morning with my coffee. If you understand those kind of things, you can start making subtle changes to your routine that will interrupt this habitual train that you have started to drive, we call it the trigger train, that keeps you coming back to the same routine. And so understanding all these dynamics is really important in having a successful quit attempt and quit plan. Also, helping people and asking for help, I guess is the way I want to say it. Asking your people who are going to be your biggest fans, who will help you in a positive way. You don't want to pick someone who you know you hate nagging, so you don't want to pick that person. But you want to find one or two people that you know when things are getting bad, you can call them. They will be there to help pick you up and keep you back on the path to success. So identify those people and ask them for support. On the day of your quit attempt, you want to make sure that you've thrown out all tobacco products. This is a really hard one for people, but the truth is, if we have it and it's available, it's really much more difficult to use than if you didn't have it and you were going to have to drive to a store to get it. You actually would buy yourself some time to rethink about that, and you could look at your 5 reasons again why you got started on this whole thing. So you really don't want that tobacco available, readily accessible. Also think about things that trigger you using. You don't at this time want to be around a lot of people who are fellow smokers. It doesn't mean you can't be friends with them or be in communication with them, but probably in person where you could see them lighting up and using their tobacco won't be the best situation to put yourself in at first. Down the road, things will change, but initially, to deal with this addiction, you have really got to put in a system, have a good solid plan to give you the best possible outcome. Finally, I don't mention it on your quit plan, but research most certainly shows and supports the idea of using nicotine replacement therapy. If you've not used or looked at the patch or the gum, the inhaler or the lozenge, they're all viable support systems to put in place during your quit attempt. And, you know, talk to your doctor, your healthcare provider about each one of these particular delivery systems, and see which best fits your needs. So, I hope that was helpful. Remember, there's 5 steps. You can quit and win. This is Kimberley Elliott, the life coach and wellness coach for Truckers Health Alliance, signing off. Have a great day and be safe on those roads.